Before I get started talking about these games, I need to preface it, evidently, by stating that what I'm about to say is not a review. It is merely just my first impressions or experience with the time that I had on the game. I have actual reviews on my channel, and the word review is in the title. So whenever I give you a first impressions or just giving you my experience with a game that just came out, you posting it up online on Pinside or whatever stating early review or Cary's review, it's not a review. Well, he only got 2 or 3 games on it. That's not a fair review. And I'm like, it's never stated as being a review. So, and I even stated in the video that I only got 2 or 3 plays on it. I need more time. And all people were complaining about is basically things that I already stated in the video, that I only got so many plays and I needed more time on it. So I digress. This is my first impressions, thoughts on the games that were at Texas Pinball Festival. Let's get started. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel where I talk and do everything pinball. And we're going to get right into it by discussing the games that are fairly new and I got more time on them. We'll start with Godfather. And now originally my first experience with the game is the volume was low, so I couldn't really hear it very well. I could not remember to use my upper flipper for particular shots. Did not really know what was going on, just kept shooting up the middle because that was what was lit. And I didn't really know how I felt about it just yet, kind of thing. It wasn't like it was a bad game. I just needed more time on it. And I wish that I could tell you that my opinion has changed, but sadly it hasn't. I only played 2 more games on it, and once again, could not really hear the volume because you have hundreds of other machines around you, as well as other people that are talking and yelling, so hearing the audio still wasn't there for that. I still have an issue with remembering to use the upper flipper as well. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just can't seem to remember, so that's on me. I'm not blaming the game or design or anything on it. It's just that I don't know why, but I cannot recall using that flipper when I'm supposed to. I'm watching my friends use it, and they're just laughing at me because I can't. So that is just on me. And since my opinion hasn't really changed, I'm going to give you the feedback from my friends that played it, as well as other people that I questioned at Texas Pinball Festival. And my consensus for Godfather is that it's definitely getting more positive than negative on feedback. I remember walking around trying to figure out where 3 of my buddies were at, and they were in front of a Godfather LE. And I was like, y'all were playing this? And they were telling me that they actually really enjoyed this game. They were having a lot of fun on it. They were playing it multiple times. So there's that, along with one of my friend's wife who really fell in love with it, and she's really trying to see if she can get him to buy a collector's edition. He's just got to find one now, so that's his issue. I really wish I would have gone to JJ's room to play these games that I'm about to go over, because I want to say he had a few of them that I definitely could have played in a better environment and been able to hear the game. And I think that's definitely going to be able to help me on certain things. I don't know if it'll help me remember to use the upper flipper, but I don't know. But that's what I have for Godfather. Let's move on to Pulp Fiction. Now, I managed to get 2 games on this pretty early in the show, thankfully, because I want to say the top 2 games at the show were Pulp Fiction and Foo Fighters. I want to say Foo Fighters was probably more popular, but there was like 20 of the games there, so the lines weren't nearly as long as they were with Pulp Fiction. But I want to say that those are the top 2 games that people were talking about at the festival. I had an excellent experience with my 2 plays. I knew what to do, where to go, and the shots were entertaining. I had no issues with this. I actually enjoyed hitting the inline targets, getting the briefcase boogie multi-ball going. I was starting to work on the pawn shop multi-ball, and I didn't manage to get that one, but I did experience a lot with the game. I had a great time. I feel like those of you that are like on the fence or just don't know if they should get Pulp Fiction, I think for those of you that got your LE locked in, you're going to feel like you made a great decision. This is going to be definitely a game that a lot of people are going to want in their collections because it's giving you the old school feel, and the price is, it's up there, but you're still going to be getting a really great quality build of a game with it being CGC. It's just a matter of when. I mean, you're going to be getting, supposedly they're going on the line in October, and how long is it going to take them to build it? That is yet to be determined. We shall see. But if it's anything like how fast we're getting the Cactus Canyon LEs, it's going to be a while. But if you didn't get your LE Pulp Fiction, have no worries. You're not going to have the fancy little aesthetics that are going to be on the game, including that really badass topper. But you're still going to get a great playing game with the briefcase that moves around and the sculpts and everything inside the machine. Those are still going to be there. The audio clips are still going to be there. I think it's definitely a game that is going to be sought after. Moving on to Foo Fighters. Now, I've already given you my feedback on Foo Fighters. I obviously have high praises for it, especially since I purchased a premium. But I wanted to give you just a few more notes on this, and basically stating that everyone I talked to at the show, while they were playing it or if they've already played it, I asked individuals, what did you think of Foo Fighters? And the most common responses were is that, they don't really care for the band, but the game shot really well. As a matter of fact, there were no issues with individuals on how well that game shot. It has flow, and it just goes on and on. It's a really great playing game, and I still, for the life of me, cannot hit that right ramp very well. It's on a spot on that flipper that is just not getting to me to where I need to hit it. So getting my ball to the upper plate field on the premium, or just getting it up the ramp, I'm finding very difficult. And when it comes to finding things difficult, my wife's experience with Foo Fighters was quite poor. She's actually a little upset that I purchased this Foo Fighters. She doesn't like it at all. But I think that's because she doesn't know where any of the shots are at yet. She was hitting posts, and this is a type of game where there's not targets where these posts are at, so you don't really feel like you're progressing or accomplishing tasks. So yes, it's going to be a little irritating whenever you're making shots and you're not doing anything but hitting posts and nothing's going on. So I think it may grow on her when I get the game here and she's able to get better at it. But Foo Fighters was definitely a big hit at the show, and now we got pros rolling out to people's homes, and people are definitely giving it high praises and enjoying it. If you have not played it yet, I strongly recommend that you do, and I'm pretty sure you're going to find it shoots very well. And if you can find a place to play it and hear the audio, it really helps the experience as well. My local arcade has actually got a Pro Foo Fighters now, so yes, I get to go there and play that in the meantime while I'm waiting for my premium to arrive next month. Now let's talk about Scooby-Doo, Where Are You from Spooky. They had about 6 of these machines lined up. They were all collector's edition, and I think one of them was a butter cabinet. Now, after playing a multitude of other games, the wife and I decided to try this game out, wait in line to get there. This was also another game that a line was always there, was for Scooby-Doo. My wife really enjoyed this game, guys. She actually preferred me to get Scooby-Doo over the Foo Fighters, but it is what it is. But we played this game, and I'm not going to lie, I mean, yes, it shot really well. I mean, it was one of those where I felt that definitely she was finding it more interesting because she was able to figure out what she needed to do and where the shots were at and stuff. She was just having a much better time, but this isn't about what she thinks about it. It's about what I think about it. The game shot real well. The upper playfield wasn't as slow as I've been seeing it on streams or videos, so that was a little bit of an experience for me that was different. I'm not sure if something's been changed, but it felt like the upper playfield was a little quicker, which is more of my type. The game looks beautiful. I unmasked at least one villain, and I was almost there for my second on my very first game. And I feel like if the game feels too easy, then you have settings that you can go to make the game more challenging for you so that the target between the flippers doesn't come up as often. I'm sure you can even adjust certain timers to be lower, stuff like that. But I honestly really enjoyed Scooby-Doo. So, I mean, there's all kinds of, things going around when it comes to the quality and the builds and stuff like that. The games looked, from my perspective, just fine. They looked clean. They looked very pretty. No issues on that. But the gameplay wise, I thought was actually really good. I definitely enjoyed Scooby-Doo much more than I enjoyed Halloween and Ultraman. This is, in my experience, one of their better shooters. Let's see, I've gone over Godfather, Foo Fighters, what else do I have? Pulp Fiction, Scooby-Doo, GTF, Galactic Tank Force. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to need a whole video for this topic. Stay tuned.